We are going to Randy in Florida. Randy, you're up with Kristine.
Good afternoon. This interesting question. Because you have a long career, a lot of victories. What's the number one moment in your playing career that brought you to tears? And what were the tears about? I've spoken with a lot of athletes who've had a lot of success, and the answer to that question I've found to be interesting. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Well, there are some moments that brought me to tears that I wish I could forget. But I'm going to touch on that a little bit because that was this also a lesson in it as well. So 2000 Olympics, we lost in the final to Norway in a game that we should have been up for nothing, I would say, at half. We did everything possible that we could have done to win that game, and in the end, we lost. We lost it. And I can remember going back to the locker room to change, to put our awards outfit on that we had to for the ceremony for the medals. And I remember coming out, and I remember being on the podium. The gold medals were here. We were here on the right side. And I remember my family was over here, kind of diagonal from where I was. And for the longest time, I couldn't look over there because I was like, I felt so disappointed in our loss. It was so hurt. It was so painful, that loss, that I didn't want to look over my parents because I didn't want them to be disappointed in me because we lost. And it took me a while. And I finally, I get choked up when I talk about it now. And I finally looked over there, and like my mom and dad were like, and smiling, and they were proud. And I think I share this story a lot with younger people I talk to because, kids, even to parents, kids always want to make their parents proud. And I think I was, 2000? I was almost 30 years old, and I still wanted my parents to be proud of me. So that loss for me, I remember so vividly because it hurt, but also of how proud my parents were. So there was like twofold for that. And then I think, the first 96 gold medal, I think, was something I remember because as a kid, I dreamt that. I didn't dream about being in a World Cup because it didn't exist to the extent that it didn't exist for women. And I didn't really watch a lot of soccer growing up. It wasn't on TV, so I couldn't anyway. But anyway, but I always envisioned to be in the Olympics. And I remember walking out with our award ceremonies to go get our gold medal and our line B. I mean, I can take myself back there. And I remember getting ready to stand up on the podium, and it was so loud in there. And I think they said, the U.S. team, and we all kind of stood there. We couldn't hear, and we all looked at each other. Like, oh, we got to step up. And we stood on the podium, and I just was so so happy. And so happy to be standing there with all my teammates because we accomplished something that hadn't been done. We were the first, women's soccer team to win gold medal. And I think probably all of our dreams was to be a gold medalist or be in the Olympics. So that kind of brought me to tears, and just remembering that.
Thank you so much. And Scott, I told you I could get Kristine to get choked up.
Yeah,
I know,
you did.
I know. Well done. Well played. You're like Barbara Walters.